A testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Ahoy! Welcome to It's Morgan podcast with me, Adam Paul Morgan. Now, before you start, who is Adam Paul Morgan? Is it 3 people? Why has he got a girl's name in it? Alright. I was called Adam at birth. Yeah. Paul, middle name. I was named Paul at middle name before the Celebrity Fight Club guys started using it, before they were born. And Morgan, in America, I know it's a common first name for a lady. I know that, but it's quite a common surname here. Get on, Britain! With our CO2 thing going, I don't know. Big hoo-ha about that. Have I watched the presentation? No. Because everything they say is just going to be turned around and used against someone in another thing and just used in a way to keep their jobs. As anyone would. But let's just say the guy in charge at the moment, I didn't elect for him. I didn't vote for him. And the way it's looking at the moment, I probably won't be voting for him, full stop. Well, I won't be, because I don't live in his area. For the MP for that group. Probably not. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see, but whatever they come out with. And this is on all parties. All parties are either going to be bankrupt or very, very poor. Either way, we're fucked. That's how I see it. But anyway, how do you do? You know when things come out and you're like, fuck, I wish I invented that. I wish I invented that or created that thing, item, service, or started doing something like that. Because there are fucking idiots that will pay money for it. Now, the stupid item that I've come across that I was forced to fucking watch on video was a cake for a dog. You buy a dog cake. A cake that your dog eats on their birthday. Dogs have no recollection of time, sense of calendar. They don't know this. That was on a different species invented this method of measuring time. They don't have a recollection. It's like, am I eating now? That's the only thing they're good for, and they're going to get food. But it's all for all the humans to look and celebrate and take photographs and go, oh, look at us on social media. That's it. That's all it's for. That's all it's for. But people are paying money for this thing, and fuck me, do I wish I was invented it to make money. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Stupid. But the only good thing is the dog gets something to eat. That's the only benefit of it. But why a cake? I've seen all sorts. You've got the Christmas ranges coming out now for the silly season. There's more stuff for pets than there is humans now. It's incredible. Something this is Family Guy. And my wife she hates that program. But she found some fucking hilarious. Because she said it was true. Now, she didn't watch the episode, but she was watching a short or thingy-madoo thing. You know, these short little videos, I've done some on YouTube. And then TikTok, you know, where you're just watching, you know, crap for 7 hours and you're like, what the fuck have I done with my life? What have I learnt? Nothing. She was watching one of them. But she noticed the Family Guy one. They're at some convention, I think it was a Comic-Con type thing. And there's a hospital bed and it's like, oh, you can take a photograph of yourself, aka a selfie. You could take a selfie as yourself and just put it on socials to get, you know, lots of comments and people, you know, getting attention. And it's true. You know, people who aren't even ill just stand outside the hospital. Oh my God, OMG, I'm in the hospital. What's the problem? I'll private message you. It's so fucking true. I'm glad I'm not on these things now. Apparently, Mr. Elon wants everyone to pay to use Twitter. I'm not fucking paying to use it. I'm not a bot. My pronouns are cock and balls. I don't identify as a man because I fucking am one. End of discussion. Shuts that one up. Nice cup of tea. The fuck was I on about there? This is the thing with COVID. I've noticed myself getting more confused as ever. Or is it normal that I'm getting confused? Like, for example, I'm putting things down, I'm walking off, and I'm like, where the fuck did I put that? It's like today, went in the shower, got out of the shower, and I went into the bedroom going, right, what do I need? What do I need? Well, it's like 2 minutes later, it was like, oh, a fucking towel. That's all I need. I didn't even fucking realise it. So I get really confused, and I think it is a side effect of the COVID, or is it just the lack of oxygen going to the brain? Need to sort that out. So I've done it again now. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, this is a great podcast. Oh, you should check out this new podcast I listen to. It's a guy who gets confused very easily. He just talks random shit. Any celebrities on? Nope. Who's the producer? Me. Who's the thing? I might get Russell Brand on. Now, what's going on with him? Whoa! All right. He's a very naughty boy. We all know he's a very naughty boy. But why now? What? Why now are all these things coming against him? That's what I want to know. Why weren't it then? Second of all, who has he upset for it all to become now? That's what I want to know. Who's he upset? Someone who may lose a lot of money. But he's not getting paid to do his YouTube channel. Well, he's not getting advertising revenue. Join the club. My YouTube channel got banned from making advertising revenue since the... who's that wannabe boxer wrestler guy? He's got the same... His first name's... No, surname's the same as my middle name. Sounds that energy drink. That guy. Yeah, he was taking the piss out of some suicidal people in Japan, and a few days later I noticed I wasn't getting paid on YouTube anymore because I didn't have so many subscribers. So subscribe to that channel. Papa needs a new pair of shoes. But yeah, he's still getting money for all the shit he's done, so why all of a sudden is Russell Brand? Oh, I'm not a big fan of his comedy, if I'm honest. I find him a bit irritating. But then again, I've not had sexual dealings with him. I don't know, it's one of them. This would be one I'll probably have to do some editing around. So if the Taliban do a YouTube channel, and I imagine they're probably going to get over so many subscribers, do they get money? Considering we've just gone past September the 11th, or 9/11th, depends where you're from. And there's lots of videos of the events going on. But never mind now. There was a good thing. I hope it was raised for charity, or, to remember those firefighters who passed away. Now, I just read this in the Saul article, and I thought I would like to try that with all the gear. 300 and something flights of stairs or steps or something. I don't know. 300 and something for the number of firefighters who lost their lives on that day. All the firefighters had all the kit on, and they walked up so many levels, 300 and something. I would like to try that now just to see how I could do it with all the firefighting equipment on. As how unfit I am, I think it's safe to say I will probably do 5 levels. Then I'll be like, okay, it's game over. Particularly now with this. But fair play to them. Hopefully some money was raised for this, that and the other. Hopefully it was all good. I know Halloween's coming up. It's September check the watch. 21st. This will go out on Monday, probably. That's if there's aliens or something discovered. Oh, by the way, that was a complete hoax. In the last podcast, I was excited. But apparently it was a hoax because they're like, yeah, send the specimens to other experts to check it out. And so someone looked at the X-ray and it was like, no, that's a bone that's the wrong way. It just wouldn't walk. But I was watching, one last thing about the aliens. They were seeing how they were handling them, picking them up and putting them back in their little box. Like it is a little China doll. Not something that's like, apparently 10,000 years old or whatever they're claiming it's to be. I'd be very jaded. I wouldn't even touch the things. I'd leave them where they are. £10,000. They're so tiny and delicate. But I just remember this one chap talking about aliens, and he was like, yeah, I saw them. They're only little. What they're going to do? Exactly. What are they going to do? Right, what was I talking about? Oh, going back to... Right, Halloween is coming up. All right. People are going to make a few quid, and there's people who will buy all this crap that's made in China. Buy a plastic pumpkin or get a real one and you can get something to eat from them. I would. That's what I'd do. More than decorating them. Oh, it reminds me, I've got to buy some. It's good food. That annoys me when people throw the pumpkin food away. But sort of going on, I've noticed this sort of trend now. People start buying Halloween stuff for this time of year, autumn. Even though it's still very, very hot. But then again, I've gone down with the COVID, and quite a few people are going down with the COVID lately. And I'm not feeling any better from it. There's all these wreaths that you can buy that's got the autumn colours that you put on your door. I love it. Okay, I know Halloween's been brought over here for us to celebrate. I know it's an American thing, but someone will come up and go, well, actually, it was celebrated in 1902. Well, I don't care. Means I have to buy, forced to buy crap and sugary stuff and cheap plastic made from China. Nah, not interested. Why is all this autumn stuff? We celebrate the turning from summer to autumn. We're supposed to enjoy summer, even though it was a bit of a shit summer this year. The weather was good. We had a nice bit of a heat wave when the kids went back to school. No, that's not on. Well, apparently, I heard it's because there was no moisture in the air in spring. It wasn't raining, so there was no moisture in the air for summer, or vice versa. I don't know. I'm no weatherologist. I'm not there wearing a very low-cut blouse going, and here in Scotland it's going to rain. Like, really? Telling me? Oh yes, follow me on Twitter. Later I'll be on my OnlyFans. Like, yeah, fucking hell. How do they set them up? How do they go, one day when I grow up, I'm going to be an OnlyFans star. I think that's the thing now. Yes, I noticed a tweet by Mr. Steve Martin. I think his shows had to go sort of on hold because there's sort of too many of the team on COVID. I'm saying, all right, fair enough. But I'm hearing more and more about that. I'm just going to double check that while I talk. I'm hearing more and more of the COVID going on left, right and centre. Now, my theory is in the UK a couple of weeks ago, we had a bank holiday, so lots of people went away. Right, a Steve Martin quote. Yeah, dear fans and enemies. That's a good way of writing things. I've got a few enemies. Fortunately, our sold-out shows at the Wing in Las Vegas this Friday and Saturday have to be postponed due to a rampant COVID in our crew or one other essential guy. We are sorry for any inconvenience, but we'll be moving to a mid-December. Oh, that's nice. You've got something to look forward to at Christmas, where you're moving a date of $9,000, blah, blah, blah. That was the quote. You can check it out on X or Twitter. If you send the thing on that, is that a tweet or an X now? X marks the spot on Twitter formerly thing. But yeah, there's a lot of COVID going around, and I was in a chemist now twice in the past 2 weeks because you've got to pay for the test now. Because all the ones I got for free are now out of date, so I've bought some, had to buy some. Twice I've done this. The first time, the lady who I bought them from in the shop was very, oh, you bought a COVID test, stay away from me. The second one was in a national chemist. It was sort of like, oh, it's just the flu. But yeah, what a flu though. Jesus. I was feeling really bad for a week now, and I'm still going. I had one day off, but I made up for that day. I've not lost any time, but I've not gained any time. I shouldn't gain any time, but feeling like crap. But all these things say I'm negative. It's just the sort of the recovery from COVID, which is shortness of breath. I can walk about 100 metres and I feel like I've run that 100 metres. That's how it feels like. Hot, sweaty, you could probably hear it in the voice. But that's how I'm doing, and I bet everyone's fed up with COVID, and anyone listening to this has probably lost them from COVID. What should I talk about? Oh, Steve Martin, only murders in the building. I don't know where anyone is around the world, but we're up to, I don't know what episode. Here's the thing. It's a television programme my wife thinks I'm interested in watching. I'm going to say, it's good, but my mood at the moment, it's just sort of, I've watched the first couple of episodes in this series, but just fucking tell me who done it. Just tell me who threw Ant-Man off the thing. Just tell me. But I'll try and avoid watching it if I can, because I just need to know who done it. The rest of it, I'm not really bothered. If I'm honest. I was even watching Ahsoka. And I'll be perfectly honest, I'm watching it and I feel like it's a chore. I feel like, why am I watching this? It feels like an effort. Yes, I like Star Wars, but I'm like, this is all of them. And we've got Loki coming up thing soon, and my wife's got a thing for Tom Hiddlesworth. So it's normally Wednesday on Disney Plus. That's if we're keeping Disney Plus. I've got to see what's going on with the prices. But it's on Disney Plus, so that's Wednesday covered. We got it until the end of the year because I've paid yearly for it. But what they're doing with Disney Plus, they're adverts in it or something like that. But for the premium 4K and all that. Here's the thing: I haven't even got a 4K telly. So I'm old school. I'll buy a new telly when this one breaks. I'm not really fussed about having a new television until this one breaks. But I have got my eye on one. One that's got the Game Pass built into it, so I sort of don't have to buy a new games console. I can just stream gaming to the television. Keep the wife happy. I don't play them anymore. Oh, yeah, what are you playing on there? Well, the Xbox details have been leaked for the next console, or the mid-range, I don't know. Either way, it's exciting for gamers to look at what's coming in the future. That's great. But if you're the competitor, you can look at what they're doing and go, right, we're going to beat them. That's a little food for thought, isn't it? I've seen the Apple goggles. I'm just going to rant on about random tech. The Google goggles. Well, they're not going to call them Apple Google goggles, are they? Sounds good. Apple Google goggles. No, they're not going to be called that. Whatever they're called, they're sort of... we're slowly getting into Ready Player One. I don't think we'll go full virtual reality, but I think what Apple are doing with them things looks quite promising. I don't think it'll be this thing coming out now. I think it'll just be the people who have got far too much money for putting things on social media, which I haven't done yet for this podcast. I really should. It looks good, but I'm going to say, if you live with anyone who talks a lot, like I do, you're not going to really get the benefit from it. It's going to be the one person who just sits alone. If you've got a pet in the house, you're trying to watch, I don't know, if you're the type of person that gets very offended, yet you watch Family Guy and you think that's funny, like, oh, hang on. And you've got a pet and you've got someone who's got a very annoying voice, they're not like traditional earphones. It's sort of speakers by your ears that push the sound across your ears, not into your ears like the traditional things. But I don't know. I watched the full presentation video and I was like, yeah, I'm impressed, but I'm impressed with it. I probably would get it. However, it'll cost you an arm and a fucking leg for it. So I'm like, I'll hang on till they bring something cheaper out. There was a Star Wars thing years ago, probably not to the extent of what this Apple thingy Midu is. I'll put it in the description what the name of it is, if I can remember. But I know there was a Star Wars thing, but it was very based like the thing that it was, and I wanted that for Christmas, but that was £100. So if £100 out of the question, I just wonder how much this goggle set thing is. I don't know. I don't even know what they called it. Oh, well, it's 3D printed foam thing for maximum comfort. That just looks like the inside of a car seat, that does. But you know what? If it changes the way we work, happy days. But the one thing I did notice on it, say you are living with someone and you're going to share this bit of tech. Now, you go through... Apparently, it takes a sort of scans your face, so then when you're doing a FaceTime call, which I don't like. I don't like these, particularly for work, FaceTime calls and webcam calls. I'll tell you for why in a minute. But it scans your face, then if you're talking to someone via FaceTime, there's like a sort of virtual thing of yourself, an avatar. See, we're getting Ready Player One. There's one of them, and it goes through to the other people as that, so it captures all your monitoring. All right, that's one way of getting around it. Now, let's say the phone's ringing, I'm in the shower, I've got one of these, and I tell my wife to pick it up. They're going to look at me virtually, but hear my wife. If you get what I mean. That could cause all sorts of confusion. But I know the biggest selling point for who's going to get these virtual goggle thingamadoos and all that. And, I think you can watch, the way they were advertising the big cinema experience in your own home. How you can move things and all that. It's going to be porn. That's the only reason that thing's going to pick off. So people can, have porn like they're in the big dirty cinemas. And I'm not talking about, certain cinemas in West Brom. National chain cinemas. I'm talking about dirty bugger cinemas. I've never been in one. And I refuse to go in one. But I always wondered, do they sell popcorn in there? And if so, how much? And is it cheaper than one of the big brand multiplex cinemas that, show the blockbusters, not your dirty films? I wonder if people review them films like they do, I don't know, the big blockbusters. Oh yes, well, I noticed the cinematography was excellent and the portrait of the actress in the scene where the plumber comes round. It was very dramatic and true to life. No, there's not going to be anything like that. If there is, how do you get around to getting paid for that? Be very interesting. If you're a young person looking for a job, there's many websites you can go to find out what people say about the company you're applying for a job for, which is great. It's fantastic. But just being a nosy bugger, I was looking at a previous employer. Now, this is a national company. Let's leave it at that. Some people were nice, but there was a lot more horrid people there. Basically, going around, and if you scroll through, I went onto this review page for this particular national company. And I was having a look at the job titles that gave 5-star reviews about their company. Out of 5, by the way. And then I was looking at people who were giving it 4. All right. Then I was looking at the people who were giving it 1. Now, the ones who were giving it 1 were people down at the bottom, but not all. Not all. This isn't just this national company. There's quite a few where you look at it and go, okay. But you got to look at the job descriptions, because of course the head of recruitment is going to give their company 5 stars. Of course they are. But because I worked in that particular business, this national business, and the areas, I know who wrote certain things in the areas. And what the fuck are they talking about? I don't know. Very two-faced. As soon as I do these training things, online training, LinkedIn management training, they change. I don't think you actually learn anything. I just think you just stare at the screen and there's a little swizzle that goes around going, you will use words like incompetent and use phrases like going forward. We all sing off the same page. That terminology, that's when things happen. So I had a friend. She was a laugh. Fucking hell, she ought to drink. Woo! Fucking hell. Oh, hello. One of them drinkers. Going into... She had done one of these management courses and fucking hell, she changed overnight. Really did. To be very careful. We was driving in the van back together and it all came out. What she thought of people. But she was like, I can't say any of this because of such and such. All right, okay. But I know, you've got to be careful. You really have got to be careful. Recruitment strategy as well. I was recruited because I was in a management position for one company to a rival company. Got the job in this rival company. I was there a couple of weeks and they wanted to get rid of me. But they didn't tell me they were getting rid of me until I seen the job being advertised prior to me actually losing the job. I thought, well, that's something, isn't it? Yeah. That's the way the cookie crumbles. So I obviously had upset someone. Way back, I'd actually definitely upset a manager. Caught the fucker asleep, didn't I? In the office. And then there was these little telephone things. Oh, how would you rate your manager out of 1 to 5? And it was a telephone keypad thing. Do you have any comments to say? And I actually said at the end of the video where you could give your comments. I was like, I do have great concern as I'm finding my manager asleep in the office when we need support. That's all I said. A week later, I was suspended. Funny that, weren't it? Yeah. Oh, well. It was a crappy little part-time job. I'll tell you where it was. It was in a fucking bingo club that doesn't exist anymore. But that was well over 10 years ago. And I'm still having people coming up going, oh, bingo, I needed such and such. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You're the one with the gambling problem, not me. I'm one of them. Oh, if I won the lottery, did you play the lottery? Nope. That's me. Recruitment. I don't think... Is it a case of... Oh, do you want a job? Yeah, all right, then meet me here at this time. All right, then. Hey. And you're working. But here's something I'm noticing lately. It's a job. Bless them. It's a job. There's a lot of car parks. You get to the supermarket car parks, these big retail car parks. And there's... how's the politest way I can say this without getting myself into a sort of Russell Brand type of trouble? There's a lot of guys that look like they're fresh off the boat, just putting leaflets on the cars. Now, I confronted one of these guys. Bear in mind, I didn't even work for the company. I said, hey, have you got permission to do that? That was a word. That was his words. I was like, you got permission? I was like, come on, yeah, gotta go. And everyone was looking at me. Oh, you're security for this retail park. I thought, no, I'm just a fucking pretending to this guy. Because if you looked at what I was wearing, sort of all black, semi-smart clothing, it was like, yeah, you could probably pass as a security guy. But I wasn't. I'm not. Never done a job where the title has been security. But I've done a lot of security work. Fucking hell. We use specialist codes when someone walks in. Ink. Probably getting... Not like someone's going to listen to that, but or where, who, what. But if you're in a particular clothing shop and you hear the staff saying ink, blue ink over there, blue ink by the trainers, and you're like, all right, it's going to kick off. I was in a discounty store not that long ago, and there was this dodgy look. I walked in, and at the front there was this dodgy looking fucking character who looked fucking simple as anything, and he was trying to light a cigarette up that he just picked up off the floor. I thought nothing of it. Then he's walking around. It's a big store. Then there's a lady on the tannoy. I want to say a lady, young lass, tiny little thing. Can we have a manager to the front of the store, please? I heard the urgency in the voice. A few moments went by. There are store managers to the front of the store, please. I was looking round and the staff didn't even lift an eyelid, but I cottoned on just by the tone of her voice. It was like, something's fucking going on. I'm going to go and have a look myself. Then a moment later, security to the front of the store! Ah! It was a couple of alleged homeless people, smackheads, running out with a load of stock. One of them was pregnant. And another one with a baby around, the baby trash straps that you put it to your chest and you hold the baby up. With one of them. So a pregnant woman in the strap. Time's getting that desperate. But I went over to talk to this young lass on the thing, and she was more concerned about she was going to get in trouble because she's looking after the phone, keeping an eye on this, doing orders on the computer thing we do, and doing security as well. I just told her, look, if you get in trouble for it, just here's my number. Not in a dodgy, hello darling, here's my telephone number. Not like that. Look, if you get in trouble, I'm a witness. There. Here's my number. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. But to be honest, this lass could have just hold herself. It was just probably the shock, because it was a well-to-do area. Very well-to-do area. Not like the likes of Birmingham that's bankrupt at the moment. It was an area that was quite well-to-do. Quite well-to-do, and there's lots of ladies walking around with the very, very high brown boots and the short skirt looking around areas and everything substantial in their SUV Caramobiles. That's what's going on. Nah, she give her half a chance. Well, this young lass behind the counter. If she had a couple of vodka Red Bulls, she'd knock the shit out of any of them. Any time of the week. But no, it was just a bit of a shock for her. I felt sorry for her. Where you have to, you're not paid to be security, but you've got to act security. You know, you've got to go out there. I know a few shops, I'm not going to mention which ones, that are just like, let the fuckers have it. It ain't our money going, is it? No, sirree. But you think, I've been there when working in retail and I've had someone nick something. Through what? Sometimes it was my fault. This one time, it was doing footwear, boots. Customer asked, "Oh, can I have? See if I got these?" And yeah, no, you try these, and I'll run back. Come out, and the guy'd gone with the boots on. Oh, what? I doubt it's on the first that's happened to, and I doubt I'll be the last. So what I should have done is got the boots back, put them back in the stock room, and come out. £120. This is over 10 years ago, so 120 odd quid pair of footwear. You know what I mean? You'd be lucky to earn that if you was on minimum wage, which I was, in a week. But it's all changed now. I don't think the things care now, because I think you just walk into a shop, take it, and I think even most security guys are like, I can't be asked. Not encouraging you to go out and nick stuff, Jesus. So if everyone nicks stuff, they ain't going to have money and they're going to be out of the job. And who are the first people to go in these big national corporations? Oh, it's going to be the people on the shop floor. The guys at the ground level. They're always the first to go. Except in the supermarket where I used to work at. If you wanted to build yourself up and get onto management from the ground up and work your way up, yeah, you were the first to go because you was earning a few quid. Well, that's changed now. Classic example how things have changed. When I was 16, 17, 18, 19, going out on the absolute piss on the Friday night, then I was in work the weekend, plus I was studying at the same time. Years later, got a job in a high street retail chain. And the manager came up to me and goes, no, we want you to work weekends. I was married at the time. So I'm still married, but at the time it was like, can I spend time with my wife at the weekends? She doesn't work weekend. Oh, no. We want you in. This is the exact words. We want you in because we know you're not going to be hungover. If we get the others in, the students, to come in at the weekend, they won't come in because they're always hungover. I have never missed a day off work because I was shit-faced the night before. Never. Dragged myself into... I was in a state when I got there, but I was there. Production was not 100%, but I bloody dragged my arse into work. Yes, indeedy. I never had a day off for being shit-faced. In fact, to be fair, I was still shit-faced from the night before, and I've still gone into work. Back when no one gave a shit, now you have to have a fucking consultation and things, and after training courses and blah, blah, blah. I've done one of these anger management things, because, we're going to have to put you on this training course. What? Because I told a guy, get out of the fucking disabled bag, because you ain't got a disabled badge. While representing the company, and the guy had it recorded on his dash cam. But the fucker edited it on his dash cam. And I was like, well, the guy's in a disabled bay, and he ain't got a disabled badge. It's just some fucking young twat who's never worked a day in his life. And I was like, okay, all right. I've got to go for anger training. Oh, right, okay. And it was one of these computer things. We had to look at the screen. I just skipped. I didn't even watch it, but I just went skip. Oh God, I feel so relieved now. I was taking the piss. I was doing pretending to do meditation in the fucking office while I'm in break and things like that. Before we go out, let's just have a moment of calm in for the nose, out for the mouth. I was like, fuck off. And it was her son who was doing exactly the same thing, breathing in, breathing out, while having a shit. I know people go for a shit to waste a bit of time at work, or a crap. But you're doing an 8-hour shift, okay? It's an 8-hour shift. Well, he was supposed to be there for 8 hours. He didn't actually do any fucking work for 8 hours. How can you possibly need to shit 7 or 8 times in an 8-hour shift? This was consistently this one guy. Consistently. Lazy fucker. But it's alright because his mum was the manager, you see. who's now very high up in one of these national companies. Very high up. Bless his cotton socks. I know we've all got to go out and work and all that. Go to university and study. He went to university, this guy who was going for shit every 2 minutes. He went and studied media studies. And there he was, sweeping the floor with me. I never went to university. And there he was. There's the floor, there's the broom. Here's a mop. Sweep and mop the floor. So remember, kids, university's not all that cracked up to be. And I don't have the debt of going to university either. And there we were. And I'm in a better job now. Well, I'll rephrase it. I'm in a better paid job. For what I do, it's not great, but... oh well. That's why you should like, share and subscribe. I can't be the only one who cringes at that. Like, share and subscribe. Ugh. This is what pisses me off in these videos, where the people who are doing the voiceovers for these sort of things. Oh, and this one thing, a pigeon was crossing the road and he was pecking at the ground. You won't believe what happens next. A crow sweeps in and does absolutely nothing. You know, that sort of the manner of talk. When did that become the sort of normal for people just to be glued to the phone for 12 minutes to watch these videos? It's the same video, just someone else just going over, and then the pigeon was pecking away, and then the crow came over and it done this. When the fuck did that become the norm? I'm Adam Paul Morgan. Like, share and subscribe. If you want to do the email, you can. 0121 @Morgan thing. I don't know, I'll put it in the description. Anyway, you have a good one. You out to the beats. I'll have a good proper rant again next week. Goodbye.